This is BS. This is BS. Why are we here? I am gonna call corporate.
Who the hell gave this guy a video camera? Welcome, I guess, into another edition of BSing with Big Nate. Good luck.
Another edition of BSing with Big Nate. As you can probably see and tell, I am joined today by Crashing Wayward. Gentlemen, hello.
Howdy.
Howdy. Greetings from Las Vegas, Nevada.
So I want to talk about the single. I also kind of want to talk about Crashing Wayward and everything you guys have got going on. So we're going to start with Disco Kills, and I think you guys have really captured something here. To me, when I listen, it's kind of like grunge and blues had a baby and then came to fruition in 2021.
I heard somebody say that before. Yeah. Like it's very cool. Yeah, no, I would totally agree with you. I think that's a great way to describe the song, and we're going to steal that from you.
I'll take that all the way.
So, I mean, it's obvious where some of those influences are coming from. How do you land on, kind of the formation of this track and putting it all together?
I think a lot of this is kind of feel and arguments, really. We started work on it and just kind of vibing back and forth and like, oh, that's cool. That really sucks. Well, I like it. Well, I hate it. It was kind of like the normal band dynamic, just trying to like, whoever had the best argument usually wins, I guess, in the song. So it's kind of getting to that place where we all feel strongly enough about it.
It was actually the first song as a band of Crashing Wayward. Sean hadn't actually joined the band yet, and Dave had brought the the song idea in, all demoed up, and it was like, wow, this is really, really cool. And I sent it to Sean when I wanted to get Sean to join the band, and he heard it. And he's like, I'm in, you know. So it's pretty cool little piece of Crashing Wayward history there. But that was one of the first songs in early 2020, I guess, was that we, you know, kind of started from that point and spent all of that year writing and demoing and getting everything ready to you know, release. And prior to Disco Kills, we also released Breathe with our video for that too, and that was in February.
Yep.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a t-shirt for the Breathe song.
That's underneath this one.
I would have lost my shit if you just lifted that up and you did have a Breathe shirt on under.
Really clever. Or breakaway.
Just prepared for everything. So you did mention that kind of the early part of last year, and as we all know, last year was kind of I mean, I don't refer to it as a lost year, and I'm sure you guys don't as well. I want to get the background on Crashing Wayward, because 2020 is kind of important.
Yeah. So prior to this band, I was in a band called Electric Radio Kings that had some mild success, and Dave was actually filling in for the guitar player in that band, and were doing some shows, and our album had just gotten released on Universal. We played this huge show in Houston, and then the singer quit, and it just kind of imploded. And then Pete came into the fold, but Pete and I have known each other for a long time, but we'd lost touch with each other for a good 8 years or so.
I think longer than that.
Yeah. So a mutual friend had reintroduced us, so to speak. When I realized it was Peter, I was like, oh my God, yes, without a doubt, he's the guy. And then Carl gracefully came into our world, and then, you know, we started writing and stuff, and that's, you know, when we got Sean was the final piece of the puzzle, and that's kind of how the band was born.
And I mean, and this was essentially your 2020 in a nutshell.
Yeah. You know, rehearsing and recording and writing and just, we were actually very productive. So 2020 was actually pretty good for us, I consider, as a band, because we got a lot of amazing things done and found out the band we wanted to be. You know, so
yeah, I think we started immediately.
Yeah.
Straight into quarantine with writing, and just kind of didn't stop.
I think Disco Kills was the first lick.
Yeah.
So that was something kind of throughout. That was a running theme when I started BS with Big Nate for me, was kind of looking and finding the silver linings, finding the good and the bad with the pandemic. And it seems like you guys are like the prime example of the good and the bad.
Well, this just hit me the other day. I was like, if it weren't for the pandemic, I wouldn't be in this band.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got that call. I got the call because of the pandemic and because of, you know,
Well,
things
more
not
than that,
working,
too.
the world closing up, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for COVID.
I don't even think
In a
we'd have
different way.
I honestly don't even think we'd have the time to write songs, honestly.
Yeah, it
Because
really
we've been-
gave us the time to really focus, and once we got on that vibe, everybody, the chemistry really came alive, and you know, there's everybody's such a great writer in this band. That was just like this momentum that just went on month to month, and we started recording and really developed this stuff with our producer Mike Gillies. So yeah, it's been a real blessing, actually.
I think that's probably the best usage of the last year that I've heard is the kind of, you know, getting ready. And it was a running theme I'd had with other musicians, is basically like, you know, this is technically downtime, but really doesn't have to be downtime. So I love that, you know, everything was able to come to fruition for you guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys have not played a live show yet.
Correct.
But yes, our is going to be this summer.
So, I mean, that's kind of the other thing I want to ask. Of course, you guys are all musicians, and it's not necessarily your first show that you would be looking forward to, but it is your first show kind of as this unit. So what's the rehearsal process kind of look like from going into that?
I don't know yet. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, we try to schedule about 2 weeks out because not all of us live here in Vegas. And in the case of the show coming up, Pete's going to be the marathon man because he's
In
in
Hawaii.
a wedding in Hawaii, and he's going to leave early so he can fly back to do the show.
Swim back sounds more dramatic.
Yeah.
Yes, swim back. Sorry, stand corrected. So his arms aren't too.
Breaststroke.
Well, I guess you're gonna if you swim, it's arms and legs. So yeah.
Rent a jet ski.
To get here really
Yeah,
fast,
exactly.
I'm going to shave my entire body.
Aerodynamics, it's important.
Usually that's just a Saturday night. So that's all I got.
he's gonna fly in like the day of the show,
Yeah,
do
man.
the show, and go right back.
Fly back to Hawaii.
Before the wedding's even over, before they notice she's gone.
Yeah.
Got it.
So-
Hard work.
But we're in production rehearsals right now with our producer Mike Gillies, and we are just writing another 9 songs. We've already recorded 3. So Breathe was the first single in February with video, and then Disco Kills, and then we have another single coming up later in the summer. And then at some point we'll release our record and just keep building the momentum. But the fans have been so great, and press and people like yourself supporting the band and really vibing and digging the band. So we're super excited.
No, I think you guys have a really uniquely you sound. And that could be taken as a bad thing. It's not in this case. It's very much fully developed. It feels like you really used your time and kind of considered everything. So, I mean, I'm really excited to hear more. I also would like to talk. There is a video to go with Disco Kills. So, what was that like shooting your video? You know, well, there was one for Breathe too, wasn't there?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Pete, you want-
What, Disco Kills? Yeah, so Disco Kills was kind of more of a concept video. So we wanted to break away a little bit from just the straight performance video that we did with Breathe. And that it was just really fun, kind of just acting it out and getting the guys to not break character ever.
Pete endured quite a bit of, beating up
I really got beat up for that
in a
video.
kidnapping situation, but
Really beat off.
yeah. We used a director named Vincente from a company called Industrialism Films, and him and his crew, they did a great job, and we shot it in South Los Angeles at this old ballroom from the 30s, I think it was.
Yeah, it was an
So it was
80-year-old
really
building.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I was wondering exactly. I was going to ask that. So you once again perfectly segued to my next question. Was the location is just so fitting for the tune.
Yeah, it was a place that Vicente knew. And
Sonic Ballroom.
Yeah, Masonic Ballroom. And he watched the video for Breathe and he said, okay, well, that one's really dark. So we need to do something in light. And Pete and I talked to him about, the idea for the video and the treatment. And he sent us a link for the Masonic Ballroom. And we're just like, that's the place.
No, I mean it's definitely a very vibrant video. Of course, do we have a timeline on the next single?
No, not at this time.
hopefully fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early fall, late.
We will be watching, of course. Maybe we'll talk a little closer to the release of that one as well, and maybe the show. But before we go, is there you want to go ahead and tell them where they can find you online?
Well, Stacy's on Bumble.
Everything you need to know is out there.
The Crashing Wayward, you can find us at crashingwayward.com, Instagram at Crashing Wayward, pretty much anything Crashing Wayward.
Twitter.
Sean was just like, I got it all, don't worry.
Yeah.
TikTok, anything.
Yep.
It's Crashing
Yeah,
Wayward.
yeah.
We're everywhere.
Yeah. Got a really great website, so and a great YouTube channel. So we encourage you to join our family, our humble.
Follow us on Spotify and
Yeah.
Apple Music.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Tidal.
Follow them, give them some love. Definitely follow them on Spotify. That's something that I very recently learned you could actually do on Spotify. So like all the time, I'm just getting notifications. Oh, they put out a single. Hell yeah! Because I don't know if it's like Facebook's algorithm. That's where I end up doing most of my social media. But bands will put out singles. I'll find out like a week later, and it's what the hell? Would have been really excited for that. So definitely follow them on Spotify and all their social media. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.